Okay, so let's kind of get into it. So Brian and I have been together since March-ish 2014. So we're going on like almost, oh no, we're like 4.5 years. Anyways, so yeah, we've been together for about 4.5 years. We kind of started, I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. We were kind of like, well, let's have a baby. Let's have a baby. And he did want kids, but he thought that he would never have kids. So, and then I always wanted kids. But anyways, so we kind of started trying September of 2015. Like I said, had no idea what I was doing. I was watching videos, but I wasn't like fully understanding like what was going on, what parts of my body I like had to refer to in these videos. Like I had no idea. So mind you, before I ever like attempted to get pregnant, I did have cramps. So it was just all crazy and out of whack. And I didn't know that at the time that wasn't normal. Now mind you, I've been on birth control twice. I was on birth control probably like 2011, and I was only on it for like a month and a half. But I was on I had bleeding for a month, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't deal with this. So okay, so I stopped birth control then. And then in 2014, while I was in school, because I went to school for aesthetics in 2014, I went from January to July, graduated, I'm now licensed. I was on birth control for a short period of time. I don't remember the months. That 2014 was kind of like a blur for me. Oh no, oh shoot, my days are off. In July, end of July, beginning of August in 2014, graduated in July from, oh, I didn't mean to say where I was from beauty school in July of 2015. Okay, so never mind. I'm sorry, my years were off. So in 2015. Okay. Yeah, because we met in beginning of 2014. So, okay, so we moved in together in August of 2015. Okay, so we started trying in September. Didn't know what I was doing. I was watching tons and tons of videos on YouTube and just trying to like figure out how the body works, fertilization, implantation, my ovulation. Now mind you, like I said, I always had like my cycles were never the same. But I also had Mittelschmerz, which is the sensation and the feeling of ovulation, which I didn't know that that's what that was. So I was dealing with that. I was, like I said, learning my body. I just knew that you had sex and then you would get pregnant. I didn't know like there were certain times and one like specific day that was like dedicated to getting pregnant, and that was the day of ovulation. I didn't know that. So, we would like try and then I would not be pregnant. So this happened month after month. October, obviously we weren't pregnant. November, December, January rolled around, we still weren't pregnant. Beginning of, actually I think it was like mid-January, we were just trying and whatnot and nothing was working. So like mid-January rolled around and I felt different, but I didn't know why. So I wish I had all this information like right in front of me. I did document it in like a Facebook post, but without all the details. But I did document it, and I think I have it written down somewhere. But I took several pregnancy tests and they were all negative. All were negative. And it was like after my missed period. This is all after my period. So there was like no way that I could have been pregnant, even though I wasn't having a period. All my pregnancy tests, I took like 5, all within like 2 days of each other, and they were all negative. So there goes the end of January. February rolls around. I'm still haven't had a period, haven't had any cramping, I haven't had any spotting, nothing. There was nothing going on. So the end of March, no, I lied, sorry. Okay, so there's February, beginning of March rolls around. End of February, beginning of March rolls around. And I remember I wasn't feeling well. I woke up that, like, whatever morning it was, the end of February, beginning of March-ish. I don't remember the exact date. And I, all of a sudden, just, like, felt shitty. I felt really, like, I was so fatigued. I was so tired. I was, like, not necessarily nauseous, but, like, I was really uneasy. I just remember feeling like I don't want to move. I don't want to lay down. I don't want to sit. I don't want to stand. I don't want to do anything. I don't know. I just remember thinking, like, ugh, what's wrong with me? So that day rolled around, and, you know, I was talking to my mom, like, on and off through the day, and I was like, I just don't feel well. I just feel, like, gross. I feel, like, bloated, but then again, I feel like I want to sleep all day, but when I lay down, I don't want to fall asleep. So that night, my best friend, you know, she lived down the road from me, and I called her, and, you know, I told her what was going on, and she was like, well, come over. She's like, I'll make you something, and she's like, I'll just keep you company. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I love you, you're awesome, great. And so she was over, and all of a sudden, it was like 9 o'clock at night that same day, and okay, so right before that, like, I was talking to my mom, and she's like, you need to make a doctor's appointment, you know, because it wasn't normal. I wasn't acting normal. Like, my back was hurting, my stomach was hurting, like, I just didn't feel right. And so, okay, so I was going to call that next day to make a doctor's appointment. Well, it was like 9 o'clock on the dot, and I was sitting on the couch, and Rebecca was sitting on the love seat. We were watching TV and just kind of chatting and whatnot. And all of a sudden, it was like I was struck by lightning in my stomach. Like, I was just laying there feeling really shitty, feeling really gross. I was just kind of sore. Stomach and back was hurting. And then all of a sudden, it was like, literally, I was laying there, and all of a sudden, I just, like, was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, there's something, like, my stomach is hurting so bad. And, like, my initial instinct was, I'm not pregnant, but if for some freak way that I am, I said, okay, I need to get on my hands and knees, and I need to breathe. So I literally flipped over on the couch onto my hands and knees, and it was like paralyzing almost. Oh my God, it was so painful. I never felt anything like that in my entire life ever. It was like somebody lit all my nerves on fire, like, through my body. My whole body was hurting, my stomach, oh my God. And later on, come to find out, it was my uterus. Anyways, so Brian's at work. He works second shift. He didn't get out of work until, what, like 1:30 in the morning. Luckily, he only worked like 10 minutes away. So I'm like, Becky, you need to call my mom. You need to call my mom right now. So she calls my mom. My mom was like, we need to take her to the hospital. She's like, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Luckily, my mom only lived, what, 15-ish, 17-ish minutes away from me, or whatever. Less than 20 minutes away. And so we finally kind of get some stuff of mine together. I, like, can't walk. I'm, like, hunched over. I can't walk. I was in so much pain, and I didn't know why. So much pain. Sorry, this is going to be, like, a really long video. Sorry. Or maybe I can make, like, a part 2. So, okay, so Becca and I'm in our car. I couldn't sit. I just remember that. I didn't want to lay down because I felt like I couldn't use my muscles and my stomach. And I couldn't sit. The amount of pressure, like, if I even remotely sat in a normal sitting position, I thought I was going to, like, explode. So I remember, like, leaning, like, kind of on my hip, and I, like, had to keep one side of me straight, and then the other half I had to, like, lean on. And so, like, as we're pulling out of my driveway, like, my mom, like, you could just see her. You just knew, I could just tell it was my mom. Because, like, at this time, it was, like, 10 o'clock at night, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. It was, like, 9:30, actually. And I just saw, like, this car racing. It was dark out, and I could see her. My mom, she, like, quickly, like, my mom's smaller than I am, so she didn't carry me, but she, like, I think the adrenaline kicked in, and she, like, helped me out of the car, got me into her car, which is even smaller, And I just remember like having the seat all the way leaned back, and like I was like, oh, you can't hit the bumps. Oh my God, my stomach is like, you can't hit these bumps. I'm like, and I'm bawling my eyes out, and I was in so much pain. Oh my God, I cannot explain it. So much pain. And so finally we got to the hospital, which is like, what, 25 minutes away from where I live. Finally get to the hospital. I'm bawling my eyes out. I don't even remember what happened at that point. I think I walked in to the ER, and I just remember like I couldn't stand up. So I'm like hunched over onto the desk, the receptionist desk, and I felt like I was gonna collapse. And I was like bawling. I'm like, Mom, I can't stand up. I'm like, Ma, I don't even think I can make it to the chairs in the waiting room. So I just remember sitting there like in so much pain, not trying to be like obvious about it because I don't like that kind of attention. I didn't know what was wrong. So we're sitting there waiting, and then finally they called me, and I was like one of the first out of like the group of people that have been waiting to go, because I was like critical. That sounds bad, or more important, I guess. I don't know. My pain level was like through the roof. Like it was further than a 10. Ridiculous. And I just remember thinking like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like my insides are ripping me apart, literally from the inside out. Like I don't even know how to explain it. I've never in my life, never ever in my life, I felt something as terrible as I was feeling. I think what I'm going to do is, this video is already going to be really long, so I think I'm just going to make like a part 2. So I will probably try to put like the link in the description, or it'll be like, you can go like to my channel and subscribe please, so you can stay up to date and get the second video. And then I'll kind of explain like what happened once I actually got into the room. So thank you guys for watching. It's really hard to talk about, but it's also seems like it's been a blur. You know, it's only been what, 2.5 years. It just, I don't know. But please subscribe to my channel. Stay updated. We're going to talk about what happened after the hospital. We're going to talk about, you know, what's happening now in 2018, what happened in 2017, and I'm really hoping to like make a series, not a series, but like I'm really hoping to stay up to date on these videos and keep you guys updated, and you guys can follow along with me. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks. Bye.